always say that Armand, really his job title should be professor, right? Because, and Chris as well, they're teaching, so, our star cooks started as dishwashers. They're now the top of the line and they run,
Oh.
the back end of our business. But the same is true front of house as well. Not only are they the main teachers, but they teach then that staff to teach the J1. So it's like all year, it's really educational program.
No, what we
That's
found.
the sign of a great chef and a great kitchen and a great
Yeah.
culture is exactly what you just said right there. Like
Yeah.
that is when when it's a teaching environment and then you can teach the people to teach others. Hats off to you, Armand. So,
Yeah, every single member of our core back of the house staff is every single one was a dishwasher. So there's
Nice.
no one that's ever in the back of the house that's worked at any other restaurant except this one. And it is actually unique for training on the hearth because it's really hard to bring in outside people. And that's not to say there's amazing, talented hearth cooks in the world, but it's such a unique thing to cook on.
Yeah.
I hope they don't listen to this, but there's a lot easier ways to cook in a professional cook.
I'm sure they know.
That's all they know, though.
Yeah.
They work their ass.
But it's not like it's comfortable. Like it's,
No, but you get addicted to it,
Yeah.
You get addicted to it. You like the pain.
And
Bit.
you also rose up through it through Leon, didn't you, Armand? You started as a sous chef, right? When the restaurant
I
opened?
came in as a sous chef. It's someone that I used to work for in the city by the name of Andrew Tarlow. He runs some restaurants in New York. He's a mentor of mine. And I've been coming to Shelter Island, and he's like, I'm consulting on this restaurant at Shelter Island. Like, I was in between gigs. Like, do you want to check it out? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll check it out. And what interested me the most was kind of Eastern Long Island itself. I think is super underrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has some of the best fish, some of the best produce in the country and I have direct access to it. I think it's definitely an underdog of culinary regions that is yet to kind of be expanded upon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
People are figuring that out?
I think so. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more of it, I think, in the next 5 or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a chef's dream to work out here. You have anything that you need, and it's of the best quality, and you're working directly with fishermen, farmers, and you're in a beautiful place by water.
It was when he said to me, I'm going to forage on the beaches and put what I find in the food. And at that point, I was a novice, right? And I was like, what? But that's what makes it. It's East End. People want to pigeonhole us. Are you Italian? Are you French? And, Armand says this is Eastern Long Island food. And that's why it is.
No, we're trying to find an identity, of what it means to cook out here.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're doing it. Sounds like you have really leaned into that and you are creating that, which is very cool.
That's a good way to kind of segue to my next question about the chef ownership relationship. When you say, I'm going to go forage on the beach, and you're like, what? No, we've got a business.
When you say it back like that, Spencer,
I diminish it. But
it's hilarious.
So obviously, who owns the kitchen, who owns the restaurant, who owns the processes and things. It's got to be a collaboration, even though Armand's a chef and he's in charge of that. How do you make that work?
You want to start?
You go first.
I think, the way I say that he's a great teacher, I really think that he has also taught, they both have really taught me as well. But I think that if you're going to start a restaurant and your position is the owner or whatever that means, right? You want to be good at the hospitality aspect and you want to be good with the people, right? Because a lot of this is being the HR manager, being the mediator, or being the facilitator. And so I think that if you're not going to find a chef that you love and let them do their thing, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to love and believe enough in what that person is about to give them a lot of reign. And sure, we have conversations all the time, and I'll sometimes say, why is there a beef cheek on the menu? But that's how I learned. Exactly. 54 of them. But that's how I learned, and that's how we push our diners. And yes, you can get a hamburger and your Caesar salad and our famous chicken, but at the same time, Armand is pushing the envelope, and that's what makes it interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of creative reign.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I credit for that as a leader because I think it's hard to let go especially when it's your baby. I think it's hard to let go of some of that, but It's knowing what you're really good at and then really leaning into that, and then knowing what someone else is good at and allowing them to flourish. And so I think that's a wonderful mentality to have.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that mentality.
You feel also supported, Armand.
You absolutely, but you have to. I also respect it, and I respect her opinion. And I go to her because, she knows the clientele almost better than I do a lot of times. And it's a continuous conversation.
The demand for group and private events is at an all-time high. Is your business ready to capitalize on all these opportunities? With Restaurant as your booking partner, you can ensure event success this year and beyond.
With no booking fees or commissions, Restaurant has helped over 2,000 restaurants, bars, and breweries reach local event planners who are looking for a space for their next gathering. Whether it's a birthday, anniversary, graduation, or corporate event, Restaurant will get your space booked.
Try it today and receive 3 months completely risk-free by signing up at restaurant.com/podcast. That's RESTAURENT.com/podcast.